Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. And we are on Mackinac Island at the Grand Hotel for the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual Policy Conference. And I guess if you looked up Policy Conference, you'd see this young lady's picture next. There's the definition. Tammy Carnrike is the COO of the chamber.
You're
going to get different mail now.
I'm not going to like that.
Well, congratulations. Another huge event. This literally is like business Christmas. It really is.
It really is. This is exciting. Everyone looks forward to this conference for a variety of reasons. And I think especially since coming off of COVID, It just keeps growing to get back. But it is business Christmas. The gifts come in the form of you can touch anybody, talk to anybody, find anybody, do a large amount of business in just 2 to 3 days. Because we have them captured on an island, we bring in great speakers and, CEOs from across our state with a great program and some other great opportunities. And I know there are those who do like to go out and do their networking, although I don't get to experience that.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't. Well, you have never called me for bail money, so I appreciate that. Thank you. No, and it's so interesting because a lot of what happens up here is on the social basis. Because you do run, I'm jumping on the elevator last night here in the hotel, and Mike Tirico comes off. So he's in town talk a little bit about that golf outing.
Oh, yeah, it's a celebrity golf outing. It started last year. Last year's conference chair was Arn Tellem, vice chairman of the Pistons. And so he thought it would be great to bring in some of these sports celebrities so that he could show the crossover of sports into business and economic development. They are contributors. And so it started last year with some really great celebrities, and he had so much pressure to do it again that we had it again this year. And then at night, a panel of those celebrities worked with Mike Tirico to talk about not only their experience in sports, but then again what they're doing today to use what they've learned through sports. And so last night it was Mike Tirico, who's the moderator. We had Dan Campbell, who's the coach of the Lions. Yes. I'm so happy to meet that guy.
Nose back.
Yes, Annika Sorenstrom, one of the greatest female golfers ever. And then Rip Hamilton, remember that team?
Yes.
What a great Pistons team that was.
Oh my God. There's so many great celebrities out of the Detroit area. So anyway, this thing has been going on for years and years and years. It did take that dip. How are we doing on our way back?
We're doing great. We're doing so good that it's kind of hard to manage. When we came off of COVID, well, let me step back. You'll remember historically we would have 18 to 1,900 people.
Right.
After COVID, we said, can't do that anymore. So we cut it back to 1,500. And that's for space, safety, whatever reasons.
Well, and you don't disenfranchise people. When you get too many, all of a sudden
it's too
like,
tight, they can't.
Yeah.
Right. And so we've cut it back, and we hold it there. We hold it there, and we cut it off.
Yeah.
Our only issue this year was rooms, hotel rooms.
Yeah. Well,
it's always a problem, but we're working on that. We're working with the island. The mayor's been great, the CVB, the hoteliers, and the owners. So we're gonna look for some new strategies.
And frankly, because I was a friend of Dan, and owned it all these years, and you got that personal touch. And I was afraid when this went corporate. I haven't noticed a ripple.
Have you met David Jersic yet?
Yes.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Yes.
He's everywhere. He's out and about.
And a nice person.
He's a nice person.
Yeah.
KSL's invested so much here. If you saw the new structure over at the Jockey Club, renovations up at the Woods.
Just what they did with the pool last year.
Amazing. And the new gardens, I don't know if you got down to see that in the putt-putt range.
I haven't.
Of course, you would never putt-putt because you like a long drive.
Well, I don't putt well. That's why. Well, this thing is still taking off, and I applaud you for holding it at 15. We did something similar with the Michigan Celebrate Small Business.
Right.
We found the last 4 rows weren't even paying attention because they were so far from what was going on, and you get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
One of the things that you mentioned, though, is that everyone is here. Now, we're absent a couple of senators and a few, of our national
our
reps.
poor congressional delegation.
Yeah.
I feel they wanted to be here so bad. But our debt ceiling issue is so much more important right now.
Yeah, it really is. And I talked to both Gary and Debbie last night, and they both said, raise one for us and tell everybody we miss them, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but you can get so much done here, and you can
Yes.
and you can get to people that normally it takes weeks sometimes to do.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I brought this up earlier, but anyone who attends here, one, will tell us they can get more business done with federal and state elected representatives in this week than they can with 2 to 3 trips to DC or Lansing, number one. And number two, the amount of business they walk away with, new business.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Well, new business, new relations, that whole type of thing.
Right.
Okay, what's next? Are you going to come out of the sky in an air dive or anything like that next year?
Oh, maybe. Let me see. Let me talk to my friends at the Army.
Oops, what'd I
Maybe
say?
they could let me do that.
Yeah, tell me about that too.
Yeah. I have a really cool second job. It's civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army for Michigan. We also just appointed a second one for Michigan North, Jason Allen.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
He's a great.
So I got a new partner. I'm very excited about it.
That's a very logical choice.
I find it so valuable supporting our Army and the objectives of our Army and U.S. Army TACOM, the Ground Vehicle Systems Center, the Next Generation Vehicle Command out in Warren, the procurement, the employment that this state recognizes. I love that job.
TACOM. Well, you do a great job at it.
Thank you.
You do an outstanding job here. It's been so much fun working with you over the years.
Chris.
All right. I value our friendship. Too.
Always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you too. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network, coming to you from the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island, where we are here for the annual Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference. We'll be back with more.